How do you build a learning organization? Does it start with a team? If so, how do you build a team? Where do you begin? Because learning is never about one person, knowledge creation starts with teams. We have a team, but the fact is that our team is disjointed. There are many reasons for that. The integration, the layoffs, the reorganization. We're learning to work together. We say that we remain disjointed because we don't have good processes in place, or because we don't have enough people to do the work. But upon further investigation, maybe the problem goes a little deeper. Lack of trust could be the root cause of our issues. In order to build a learning organization, it must be comprised of strong teams. And in order to build a strong team, trust must exist. Author and educator Stephen Covey said, "Without trust, we don't truly collaborate. We merely coordinate or, at best, cooperate. It is trust that transforms a group of people into a team." So many times, we work to please one person. It could be ourselves, it could be a leader, it could be a coworker we want to keep relationship with. What do you think it means to build trust within a team? I'll wait. Okay, so we may not all agree on what it takes to build trust on our team, but we can all concede that trust could provide a powerful foundation for what's next. Let's face it, we all came from different teams, and because of the integration, we were forced together under one banner. This unsettling was upsetting, but it doesn't have to be detrimental. We can build something better. However, if we don't build trust with one another, we'll have more of the same. We'll have those who are unsure of what their roles are, those who don't ask questions, those who are fine surviving and aren't interested in thriving. Definitely not the best elements for creating a learning organization. So what typically happens on low trust teams? Low motivation, lack of learning and innovation, micromanaging, withholding information. In a nutshell, Amanda Satelli, a strategy consultant and author, says, when you don't have trust, you can't respond as quickly as you need to with the fast pace of change that we're seeing in today's market. Listen to this. According to a study conducted by Trust Edge Leadership Institute, of 1,202 U.S. working age adults surveyed in 2017, 23% said they would offer more ideas and solutions if they trusted their leaders. 21% reported they would be willing to work longer hours if they trusted their leaders. 1/3 indicated that they would stay longer with an employer if its leaders kept their promises, and 28% said they would extend their tenure if transparency was practiced at all levels. In an environment like this, we may be able to create knowledge, but its dissemination will be fragmented and its usefulness will be stunted. And what typically happens on high trust teams? The level of joy and purpose indicate the level of trust on a team. According to researcher Paul J. Zak, compared with people at low trust companies, people at high trust companies report less stress, more energy at work, higher productivity, fewer sick days, more engagement, more satisfaction with their lives, and less burnout. So, what do you think is happening on our team currently? How much do we really trust one another? When chatting with the team about process in some of the interviews, I heard quotes like, "It's not the customer I have to please, it's our VP." Or what about this? "It's not my job to know about the success of the campaign." Or, "I do a lot of guessing, and I don't have time to read the tea leaves." And here are some numbers for you. Everyone on our team has assumed that lack of process is our problem, but notice that many are muddling through processes. Why aren't they asking more questions? Why aren't they more concerned with being efficient and making sure they're doing it correctly? The research focused on our current processes, but in gathering insights, it could be said that yes, we do need better processes, But before we can build a process, we have to build trust. How can we do this? Well, here are some places to begin. Before a company takes on the challenge of what author Kim Irwin calls creating the new and becoming a true learning organization, leadership must prove trustworthy. A culture of trust must be encouraged between peers. Efficient processes that promise to create, capture, communicate, and catalog the new must be implemented. Conventional wisdom says that if we just get a structure in place, the team will begin to run like a well-oiled machine. However, the research says this just isn't true. In order to build trust on a team, you have to create a space for psychological safety. Sometimes, learning feels like risk-taking. You have to be willing to ask questions. You have to be willing to get it wrong in order to get it right. But when you're working on a low-trust team, you're less likely to be a risk-taker and thereby less likely to learn. According to Harvard professor Amy Edmondson, psychological safety, the belief that you won't be punished or humiliated for speaking up with ideas, questions, concerns, or mistakes, creates the space needed to get your team into the learning zone. Better teams have a climate of openness that encourage learning and get to the bottom of issues. According to Edmondson's research, better teams seem to make more mistakes, but really, they're just more willing to discuss them. So, how does a team build psychological safety? Impress upon the team that the work is about learning, not executing. Everyone has to know that there's no clear path, and so everyone has to speak up in order to make one. Acknowledge your own fallibility. Let the team know that no one has all the answers, and so their voices are needed. Model curiosity. Ask a lot of questions. We're building a learning organization where we'll need to create, capture, communicate, and catalog information. And unless we're working as a team, this will never happen well. This isn't the end of the conversation, it's just the beginning. So what do you think? Trust can be built, but can it be built here? What would it take? What would you need to change about the way you work to support the change? What do you say? Please, scan this QR code to finish a brief survey that documents your takeaways. Want to dig deeper into the research? Find a link to a PDF with all the supporting information in the survey. Thank you.